is John Matthews. I've been in the local music scene in the Chicago, Northwest Indiana area for 25, 26 years, getting paid for it for about 19 years. I've played everything from blues, country, funk, heavy metal, rock, top 40 rock. How I view the local music today, almost about the same problem I had with it 20 years ago. That it seemed that the guys who were old when I was playing, when I started playing, when I was 21 and got my first gig in a bar, and the guys who were 40 telling me about what the 70s were like, the guys in the 70s were making the same money I was making in the 90s. So the bar pay never went up. And then the late 90s came and karaoke killed the local music scene because a bar owner could get a guy with 10,000 songs and hire the guy for $150 instead of paying a band $500 or $1,000 or whatever. That's kind of seemed, in my opinion, to make sort of full circle. It just seems now that people, I'm finding not as many people like to go see live music in the young bar ages as they like to hear the DJ play the bebop stuff. Like the live music is dead. Even going back to when I played country music, our country band was pretty big. I had a band called Ramblin. We were big in the Chicago regional type of market. We played a large venue. Nobody paid attention to us for 90 minutes. We're putting on a concert. The only thing we heard was we played the Boot Scoot Boogie too fast. They couldn't dance to it. We were just a big jukebox. That's a true story. That we were just a big jukebox. And it's lame. People should appreciate music more, and I don't know why they don't. You and I you had mentioned people sit at home and they play their PlayStation or their YouTube or whatever, but you get out and just support local music. That's what it's all about. You got a guy pouring his heart and soul into music, and the only person paying attention is the waitress. That sucks. What else should I talk about?
What are you doing now?
What do I do now? For about the past year and a half, I've been in a KiSS tribute band. I play the part of Gene Simmons. I've been a Gene Simmons fan most of my life, ever since I knew who Gene Simmons was. And that's been fun. The tribute angle's been good. The festivals have been good. It's kind of made me appreciate the live music scene a little bit more. Granted, I have the utmost respect for guys that write original music. I've been there, I've done that. There's nothing worse than you spent 3 months pouring your heart into this song on your couch, and you go to a bar and everybody's just waiting for you to play Brown Eyed Girl when that song's over. That's no fun. But paying tribute to guys who I think are heroes of mine on the music aspect, Gene Simmons and KiSS, is cool because that has been bringing the people out more than other bands that I kind of got stuck in over the past 10 years or so, where you're just trying to play top 40 hits and they're not really paying attention to you. Granted, everybody has a good night, but more than most of the time, it wasn't that great of a night. And the bar owner didn't want to pay you, and it's, local musicians get paid to load in their equipment and tear it down. The playing's free. That's the way I always looked at it.
You mentioned Dr. Love. You said you played in a band, but you didn't mention the name.
Yeah,
So promote it. You know.
My
What are you doing with it next?
Sure. My KiSS tribute band, they're called Dr. Love. I live in Indiana, far south of Chicago. The rest of the band's out of the Milwaukee area. We just played Summerfest, which was a pretty big deal on the local scene, on the New Beam O'Hara stage. Played some street fest, bars, basically anywhere between Rockford, Indiana, and Green Bay, Wisconsin. Plans going forward, we just got a new drummer, which that's a whole nother story unto itself. But you would think they could just play. So it's like the real KiSS. We change characters, but the makeup stays the same, and people still get pissed off. But We're just hoping to kind of fill the larger venues. We're actually looking to do a festival tentatively titled like the Monsters of Mock. We'd love to put it together, like a Cheap Trick tribute, a Motley Crue tribute, a KiSS tribute, whatever goes hand in hand with KiSS. I don't want to do Beatles, Pink Floyd, and KiSS on the same day, but it would be nice to do a weekend around, hey, here's your Pink Floyd through the Beatles, maybe even U2 in there, and the next day here's your hair metal, ending with KiSS. Would love to do something like that. But
as far as the current state of the industry, you touched on a lot of problems there, but what do you think the biggest problems are right now? Is it getting the fans in the seats? Is it, do you have any ideas on how to do that? What are the main issues that you would like to see resolved?
good question. Jesus, I would just like people to show up. I don't know how to get them there.
Right.
I don't know why people are so not into it anymore. Maybe it's the bar thing, but a lot of times you're just playing a venue that's more of a theater. I don't want to sound like this old guy sitting here in a rocking chair, but it's not. I'm going to start blaming another generation that everybody's caught up into this texting and blah blah blah. And I don't want to say when I was a kid I didn't know what texting was or the internet or any of that stuff, but I didn't. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know if it does, but this whole digital world I don't know if people say, well, why do I got to go see him? I can just download them. I'm going to go, hang out with my friends or whatever. Hang out with your friends at my show. That's I would appreciate that. But why they don't come, I hope somebody can tell me that, because I don't know.
Right. Do you think that one reason that people aren't coming, that this is a possibility, because people are the technology and everything today has kind of devalued the advertising, the way that you normally promote shows. And also, and this is for me personally, I remember back in the day in the 80s when LA got huge, the scene.
Yeah.
All the bands were out there competing with each other, putting up flyers and doing
Yeah, you put your flyer on a pole and the next guy puts his flyer over yours.
You don't see that, at least around here, we don't see that anymore. Do you think that the promotion side of things maybe has a lot to do with just people aren't showing up because they're not hearing about it?
That's a pretty good point, but first it was MySpace, and then it was Twitter and Facebook at the same time. In my opinion, it's still Facebook is a pretty good tool. So I don't know. I almost want to say advertisement seems to be better, but it almost, maybe the digital aspect takes the emotional value out of it a little bit. Instead of plastering, a big poster up on the side of a building says, "Come see my band Saturday night." You're sending out to, half the people on Facebook you probably don't even know, and they say, "Yeah, well, okay, maybe, okay, hope he still likes me when I don't show up." But that whole thing about driving by, a good old-fashioned poster, that's cool too. I'm not saying the Facebook thing's bad. I think it's good. But the emotions are completely removed from when it's on a computer, in my opinion.